Hello, my friends, and welcome to another afternoon of readings. My name is Nicole Antoinette, and I wanted to go ahead and get started on some ground rules before we get started. So please know that while I appreciate the super chats, the super stickers, and all that great stuff, I will not be responding just to those. So that means if you are kind enough to throw a financial tip my way, I very much appreciate it, but it does not guarantee that you will receive a reading. Also, I see some comments in here where people are asking what type of readings these are. It's going to be a mix. So there will be psychic readings, there will be mediumship readings. I already feel three spirits wanting to come through to talk. And so basically, it's kind of a free for all. So whatever comes up, whoever pops up, that's what we're going to go with. The other thing to keep in mind is that there are people who will send you private messages after participating in these events, and they may claim that they know me, or they'll state that they have a reading for you. Please know that those are scams. So if while you're talking to me in the chat, someone pops up and it's someone you don't know, or it's even someone pretending to be me, please know that I am not private messaging, nor am I endorsing anyone who is responding to your comments and asking you to private message them for a reading. That is a scam, okay? So wanted to get started with that. We do have about half hour today is what I'm looking at. And so I will get through as many messages as possible. One other thing I did want to come through and say is this, and then we'll get started, I promise. Sometimes spirits will come through, two will come through at the same time. And when that happens, it's very possible that more than one person in this chat, in this group, will be receiving a reading. So try not to second guess it. If I am saying something and it resonates with you, but someone else is also stating that it resonates with them, no problem. The message was meant for both of you. So just hang on to whatever comes through for you. A lot of times what will happen is if someone is not getting a direct reading, they'll at least hear the message coming through and they think, gosh, that really resonates with my situation. Good. That means the reading is for you too. Okay. So just keep that in mind. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I do want to say hello to everyone who's coming in. Welcome. It's great to see you. And I do have a couple of spirits coming through right away. I have both a male and a female. I don't know if these people are related to each other or not, but I'm going to go ahead and start with the male because he's the one who's coming through the strongest. So the male that I have coming through, I feel like this is someone who is Southern. So this would be a male from the South. That'd be his birthplace. I also feel like this would be his home. And he may have moved around in the South. So it might have been that he was born in Louisiana, but then was raised in Mississippi or some other place. So I am getting this as a male who is, again, from the South. This is someone who I want to say struggled with poverty. This is somebody who may have really liked to drink a lot. And I'm also getting someone that this would be, yeah, I hate to say it, but this is like a typical redneck that I'm getting right here. So this is someone who might have, really enjoyed being by the ponds and the rivers and has that Southern accent. So this is someone who's coming through right now. And so I feel like the way that this person passed would have been seen as tragic and unexpected. I am seeing that this person passed. It feels like it would have been near a body of water. Water is somehow involved in this person's passing. I don't think that he drowned. I'm not getting that sensation, but there is, it may have been that his body was found near water. So that's what's coming through with this gentleman. And let me just kind of see what his message is. It feels like this person did leave behind a daughter, and so he's wanting to send out love to his daughter, and his daughter also feels like she's in a place right now where she's very confused and overwhelmed about a lot of different things. And so his message is basically like, you're going to get through this. We've been through worse. And so he's coming through today just so that you know that you're not alone. You feel very alone. Like, I get that very much. You feel very alone. I'm also getting that this is someone, so the daughter of this person, the daughter who would be watching this right now, I believe that you have kids of your own. You might be in a situation where you are, I don't know if you're living with your family exactly, or if that's something that you're considering, but it just feels as if a lot of freedom has been taken from you. And so I see you having a very heavy heart, and there is some regret with how things kind of ended between you and your father. And I see there just being some regret there. And so he's wanting you to know that everything's okay. He doesn't blame you for anything, and he is just coming through and sending you all of that, so much love, and again, just wanting you to know that you're going to be okay. And he wishes he was here with you during this time to just kind of help guide you and direct you. All right. So we have that person coming through. I hope that resonated with somebody. Let's see. This is catching my eye. So let's see what we've got going on. Georgia saying, months ago, I received a sign from the universe that my father's spirit is okay, but I do hope that he is able to come through to you with a message for me and my family. Georgia, I think that's amazing that your father came through with that sign, with that message. And I'm also getting that there was more to that sign. I feel like that sign was a message in so many different ways. I'm also getting something about butterflies. So it feels like wherever you are, you're probably going to start seeing more butterflies around you. And I feel like those may not necessarily be a sign from your father, though sometimes they are. But it's almost like he's wanting these butterflies to be a reminder to you when you see them that he is okay and that he's doing good. And there's also this message of transformation and hope. So he is assigning a message to these butterflies so that when you see them, you'll remember, and your family members will remember that you're okay, that you're fine, that he loves you, he's watching you, and times are hard, but they don't stay that way. So that's what I'm getting from that. So I hope that makes sense to you. Yeah. So let me see. Let me just go ahead and tune in and see who else I can pick up on. I do have a mom. I do have a female coming through. This would be a mom, and she's also a grandmother. I see that towards the end of her life, she would have been very frail. I also see that she did lead a very, I would say, a long life. This woman feels like she would have passed at a pretty healthy age, or I should say a ripe age. So she was up there in age. And the way that she went was peaceful. And even though her body was doing gross things when she passed, it was actually a very peaceful passing for her. So please know that she passed before her body started to do whatever bodies do when they start to shut down. So she had already stepped out of her body. And it does feel like she would have been surrounded by the people that she loved. There were family members near her, even in these weird times that we're in. Actually, I think she would have passed before this. I feel like she passed before the whole COVID thing hit. I do have another grandma coming through, another woman coming through who's similar to this one, who also passed during COVID. So we have one of those situations right now where I'm very clearly two spirits kind of piggybacking. So if this is sounding familiar to more than one of you, that's why I've actually got two spirits who are similar coming through on kind of the same wavelength. So I just get that this woman was so sweet. I do feel like she was such a nurturer. I feel like she was very gentle. She was very sensitive. I feel like she was into spiritual things. So I'm not getting that she was religious, but I'm getting that she was spiritual. I think she would have found psychics and mediums fascinating. I see that she was kind of psychic herself. And when her daughter start getting involved in things like tarot cards and crystals. She was excited about it. She thought that was so cool. So she was not someone who was trying to get you to turn from that. She actually thought it was really amazing. And I think she would have sat down with you and had her cards read and might have tried to read cards along with you. But I see you being the one who really dove into this practice. And she wasn't as hands-on with this, like, so she wouldn't have been doing too much psychic development, and she might have been involved in astrology. I think she would have liked astrology, maybe played with charts and everything a little bit, but for the most part, I see you being the gifted psychic in the family, and she's so proud of that. Like, she thinks that's just so amazing, and I feel like she is one of your spirit guides, and I think that you know this already, but this reading right now just kind of serves as confirmation for you. So know that your grandma, or this might be your mom, for because I do have two spirits coming through. But yeah, this would be, I think for many of you, this is your mom, but or a couple of you, this is your mom. I'm sorry, I'm like fumbling all over my words because I'm trying to get the messages out as quickly as possible. But yes, so she is around you. She is your guide. You are hearing her. You are feeling her. You already knew that, but it is just one of those things where it's nice to get the confirmation. So she is so proud of you, and she is, I want to say it's almost like she's learning how to do this psychic stuff along with you. So while she's in spirit, she's watching over you. But she's a participant too. And so as you're laying down your cards and you're reading for other people and you're practicing your craft, she's watching. And she might even be like whispering in your ear some of the things that she's getting from the cards. And I think that she's also a really helpful guide in that she's letting you know intuitively when someone is ready to receive a message and when they're not. And so she's kind of acting as, she's like your Jiminy Cricket, remember in Pinocchio? So she's your Jiminy Cricket, letting you know, she's kind of the voice of your conscience, letting you know when to kind of move forward with the message, and even with actions, like your own intuitive actions, when to move forward with an idea and when to maybe just wait, wait a little bit. And so that's what I have coming through for you. So, all right, let me go ahead and see what else we have coming up. I'm seeing, oh, right, this is a different, so we're switching gears again. I have a male. I'm also seeing a blue car, something with the blue car. Hold on a second. I'm just trying to see what else is coming through with this. I think he had the blue car. I need this gentleman to come through a little bit stronger. All right, let me just tune into this car some more. Okay, there's all right, so somebody watching this, it feels like your loved one would have passed. I don't know if this is he is a father, but I'm not sure if this is your father or husband or who it is I'm connecting to, but you are related to this gentleman. The blue car is showing up because there's been some question about what to do with it, whether you should keep it, whether you should sell it. I'm hearing that he would prefer for you to keep it, but he understands if you need to sell it. So you are getting the green light to go ahead and sell that car and put it up for sale, because this person also understands that you need the room, that you probably want a different car. So that is coming through, like it is perfectly okay to sell the car. And then what's funny is I just had another spirit come through, and it's kind of the same situation. This is, I want to say, a green car. So now I'm seeing a green car. It's the same message where it is okay for you to sell the car. So lots of so lots of people apparently wanting to know what to do with their cars. All right, well, that's interesting. Okay, so that's actually all the spirits that are coming through right now as far as with a really intense message. So I think I got to the ones that wanted to come through today. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the chat and see which of you had more psychic readings. because I know that a lot of you were asking questions about personal life. Lisa, I did want to address this because I am feeling pulled to this. You said in 2007 your daughter was killed in a car crash. She used to come to me in dreams for years. Over the past few years, I seem to have been hearing less and less from her. Is that a normal thing? So Lisa, it actually is a normal thing because as spirit starts to become more, I want to say, at home and more acclimated with their position on the other side, the communication can become less because they're kind of diving into what we would call the spirit realm more. So she's making her home there. She's just spending more time there. But then also, as time passes for us, it's important that we're able to move on with our lives. And every once in a while, spirit may feel that if they are sticking around, that it's preventing us from moving forward. And so in those instances, they may actually take a step back so that you're not bombarded by their energy. Because Lisa, I'm also feeling that you're sensitive too. I feel that you have some mediumship abilities, and I also see that you have a very, very heavy heart. And you're mentioning your daughter's passing in 2007, I think you said, but I know that you've had feels like a couple more passings, one really significant since that time. And so I feel like your daughter may have stepped back a little bit so you didn't feel bombarded by her energy, so that you could begin the healing process a little bit more. But the other thing too is that you guys still have a connection. So I feel like that's really important for you to know. So she's not, you may feel like she's not speaking to you as much and she's not giving you as many signs, and that's correct and incorrect. She may not be showing as many signs because you don't need them anymore, but because she's still around you. Like when she is near you, you do feel her. You are able to connect to her. So the two of you still have a relationship. You're still able to talk, but you just have other things happening in your life right now, and that's okay. And so these other things require your attention, but she's still near you. She's still going to talk to you and work with you when you invite her, which is quite often. I can see that. And so just there's another passing that I know that you went through after hers. It feels like it would have been, I want to say maybe 5 years after, or maybe it was 5 years ago. I'm just getting the number 5. And so I see that really took a toll on you too. And so that person from that passing is, I feel like this is a gentleman. I have a gentleman coming through for you, and I feel like he's coming through and he's also letting you know, like, everything's okay. Like, you are so fully surrounded and loved by so many people. And there is this emphasis on living your life now with the people who are around you right now. So being sure that you're showing the people who are still in physical form love and gratitude, and putting your energy into them, and being able to have that community with the people who are still here won't just help you through the grieving that you still feel, but will help to bring more joy and meaning into your life. So so I hope that's helpful. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, so Catherine is saying, I feel stuck, unhappy, and unmotivated, but I only have one more, or at university, but I only have one more year to go, but I'm not sure what to do because I feel like a degree is going to make my life living easier. What should I do? Catherine, that's a great question. First of all, I want to address the super chats that are coming in. Thank you, Carm, second to none. I very much appreciate it. I do know that I missed a couple other super chats earlier. I'm sorry, the chat's moving really fast. So I do want to say thank you for those of you who are throwing tips my way. I very, very much appreciate it. So getting back to this question, Catherine, I love this question because I know other people are going through similar situations, not just with university, but also with showing up in life in general, it's been a struggle lately. It's been very much a struggle to just show up. And so here's what I have to say to you. I feel like it's so important that you go back for this last year and you finish it out. And I do feel like you're going to get burnt out. I do feel like it's going to be very much an up and down year for you. And I'm also getting that sense of head fog, right? So this isn't just about feeling stuck and unhappy and unmotivated. It's also, it feels like your mind, your brain is just foggy. And so, one of the things that I think would be great for you to do is to sit down with a pen and paper and write down all the reasons it's important for you to finish going through the course. Finish up school so that you can get this degree, and list all the different ways that this is going to make your life easier, and even write down all the things that you're proud of yourself for as you're going after this degree. Because when we do things like that, we're reminding ourselves of why this thing is important. And when we can do that, when we can get into a daily practice of this, we start to focus in on that more, and we start to feel more motivated. So it's just a matter here of, I want to say, training your thoughts to be more focused and to remind yourself why this thing is important. I'm getting the sense that you're maybe not taking the best care of yourself, which means you might not be getting enough sleep. And I feel like you're not really doing enough to bring happiness and joy to your own life. So it's one of the reasons you're feeling stuck and unhappy. So think about the things that really bring you joy and how can you do that more often. So by having some type of plan in place where you are catering to yourself, because bringing joy and happiness to yourself and being responsible for that on your own is a form of self-care. One of the things I heard I believe it was a self-help coach say years ago, is self-care can also be, what can I do today that I will thank myself for in the future, right? What can I do today that I will thank myself for in the future? And when you start thinking like that, it becomes easier to become more organized and to get things done, even though we want to push them off. So just remember that if you go through this next year and you do get your degree and you do graduate, which you will, you're going to be so proud of yourself. And so that future self is going to be so thankful for the you who pushed through, for the you who read the books, did the work, sacrificed a couple night out with the friends so that you can, study and focus and get this done. So that is my suggestion for you. That's what I'm feeling when it comes to this. And yeah, I hope that is that's helpful for you. Okay. So we've got Divine Healing Path. Guys, Divine Healing Path rocks. Please go follow her. I absolutely love following this soul on Instagram. So go on Instagram, look up Divine Healing Path. She has very healing messages that she posts every day. She has intuitive messages, because it's like every time she pops up on my Instagram feed, I'm like, I needed that today. And so much inspiration just oozing off of her page. So make sure you follow her on Instagram. She's amazing. All right. So Divine Healing Path says, ever since my oldest daughter was born, there has been activity and spirits in our home. It has picked up since my spiritual journey. Not scary, but interesting. Do you have any advice? Well, first of all, that's awesome. And I think that this is actually a very natural phenomenon. I believe that what we seek is seeking us. And I believe that's true even of the spirit world. And so when we open ourselves up more and we want to learn more about, the spirit world and how things work and energy, the spiritual world sees that and they respond. And so they become even more active in our lives. And as far as your daughter, I feel that she just came into this world with so many guardians and angels. And so I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow kind of get into each other's way, because I think that the space that you live in is probably a little small for all the guardians and spirits that your family has around you, because I feel that you are so divinely protected and you do have a lot of spirits around you all the time. Now, if you are getting to the point where the spirit activity is overwhelming, you can absolutely ask them to calm the activity down. And a lot of times they will. They will. So if it's getting to be too much for you, you can ask your angels, because remember, you have angels who have assigned themselves as protectors of your home and your space. So you can call those angels forward and guides and ask them to monitor and moderate the spirit activity in your home a little bit more. But if you actually want more of that activity and you just have some boundaries or rules to follow, then let them know that. So so I hope that answers your question. Let me see, what else have we got here? All right. So we have my fiance passed by suicide in 2018, and I'm coming up on an opportunity to change my last name. I want to figure out if he would still want me to take his last name. Charlene, that is so absolutely beautiful. And I am getting this sense of yes. First of all, I'm hearing the response is yes. And I'm also feeling that your fiance on the other side is very moved and very touched by this, because it's healing to him even from the other side, because you are proving to him and showing him how unconditional and strong your love for him is. And so when you take someone's name, it's a way of branding your energy with that person, right? So instead of, you're not getting a tattoo, or if you are, that's up to you. But in this case, we're talking about the taking on someone's name. And so when you take on a new name, you're taking on that energy. And so I feel like that is it's just very touching. It's very touching. And I feel him being, I feel him being very, I want to say, sentimental about this, and very in awe of that. And so, yes, he would still want you to take the last name if that's what you want. And please know that he is around you. I am feeling that he's around you a lot. I know that you feel him. And I do also see that you get physical sensations when he's around you. So you might actually feel it when he comes up and he kind of puts his arm around you, and you might get like chills every now and then when he's near you. But I do feel that you have a very physical reaction, meaning a physical response, meaning you're going to feel him physically somehow. So it could be tinglies in your hair, like I said, chills, different responses when he's near you. And he's near you a lot. So please know that's not just in your head. All right. So I have time for one more. Joy, thank you for the super sticker. I can't see what it is on here. Oh, $5. Thank you. Yeah, it just, because of the platform I'm using, I just see a super sticker, but it doesn't tell me for how much. I just see that people are giving them. So thank you very much for that, Joy. Also great to see you here. All right, I've got Maha saying, Nicole, please tell me if I have anything to worry about with my boyfriend of 10 years. My guts tell me I can't trust him, but my heart is ignoring my gut. Please help. I think you already know the answer to that one, don't you? If you know by experience what his character is, and you already know that there's been plenty of times when his actions aren't matching his words nor his commitment. And after a relationship of 10 years, that's really difficult to change the dynamic, because both people in that relationship have already gotten used to a certain dynamic and a set of behaviors. And And I think that you already know what to do in this situation. Um, for me in the past, whenever I was in a situation where I learned I couldn't trust someone, I got out. I got out. Unfortunately, sometimes we're in situations where we can't get out right away for whatever reason. This could be lack of opportunity, it could be financial, it could be our heart's just not ready yet. I think that's what the real situation is I think that you know this is over. I think that you know that something needs to be done, but there's something that would feel left unsettled or undone, and there's a part of you that's not ready to leave yet, and it's okay to honor that. It's okay to admit that there's a part of you that's not ready to let this go. And in my experience, when I've worked with people in similar situations, there's always some type of catalyst that will happen. So something that will trigger where they know, okay, I can cut ties with this and leave and not feel any guilt because I'm just done. Like this relationship, the energy, the lessons, whatever was here, it's ran its course and I'm free to leave. And I think that's where you are. I feel like you feel stuck because there's something in this that you're not ready to let go of. So maybe you feel like there's still a lesson in it. Maybe you feel like there's still something you need to do, a sense of obligation. But eventually that's all going to fall to the wayside, and your guts are going to prove to be correct. And I think that you're probably going to get out before you have the proof, if that makes sense. So just, be gentle with yourself. Know that these decisions are never easy. They're never easy because we don't like to give up on people, do we? So be gentle with yourself, be patient with yourself. And if I were in your shoes, though, I would be planning my out. That's just me. That is peer-to-peer advice. I would be looking for an out because I don't like to stay in situations where I feel like someone's pulling the wool over my eyes. All right. So Anne is asking, how do I get a private reading? So for those of you who would like a private reading, you can visit my website at guidingechoes.com. You will click on the work with me towards the top of the page, and that will take you to my sales page. Also wanted to let you guys know that I am in the process of moving my site to a new host and my online courses to a new host. So if you have an online course with me and you're in the middle of it and you go to switch everything over and it's just a little funky, please know it's because everything's being migrated to a new site. So I just wanted to bring that up. Thank you, Karen. Karen says, you're a wonderful person. Thank you, Nicole, for doing this. My pleasure. So we've got, bro, may I please have a general reading? So general readings are difficult and they're not my forte because it's easier for me when someone has a direct question, because here's what happens sometimes. People ask for a general reading. I'll give it to them. And then they'll be like, well, I already knew that. It's like, well, you were asking for general, so I didn't know what direction to take it in. So it's always best to have a very direct question. And also, I would say, be very mindful of the type of question you ask, because you do need to be responsible for what you ask, because if you get an answer that you're not happy with because it's not what you wanted to hear, that's kind of not my fault. So I do my best to deliver all news with compassion and kindness. And despite that, I know that it can be really devastating when you go to a psychic or even a friend, even an intuitive friend, and you're asking how something's going to work out. You don't hear what you thought you would. That can be really frustrating. Okay, so I think that I'm going to go ahead and close this out because it's been a little over a half hour. That's a lot of talking on my throat. And so I am going to close this out. Suneda, your daughter will be accepted at universities, plural. And I think that she is going to get accepted into the one that she's excited for. So, but I'm also feeling like you should look at all the options because the one she'll get accepted into and she'll go to, I'm feeling like it may not be where she stays. She may end up wanting to switch gears there. So it does feel like that. It does work out for her. It just may not be in the way that you guys plan. But isn't that life? Isn't that life? Things will sometimes work out for us, but just not in the way that we thought. And then, a couple years go by and we end up having to change course or whatnot. So yeah. Life's a trip. The more I think that I have it figured out, the more I realize I don't have any of it figured out. So it's just as surprising to me as it is to you. So, all right, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you found these readings helpful. And again, if you would like a personalized reading, please visit my website at guidingechoes.com. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. And also remember, subscribe to this channel, hit that bell icon so you can be notified of more broadcasts like this one in the future. Take care. Bye-bye.